Good Tuesday morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. Enjoy this while you can. We're sitting at 73 right now as you're waking up. It's not going to stay this way long. Triple digits are back in the forecast today. 101 is expected. The heat index will even be higher. 110 before it's all said and done. Can you believe that? So we want you to be extra cautious today with what you do. As I've said so many times, and I know you're tired of hearing it, work early or work late, work smart. This in the middle of the day, if you're not used to this, will take you down. Plenty of fluids and take plenty of breaks. The sun just zaps it out of you. Make sure you want an afternoon nap or something. Y'all be careful at the bottom is the bottom story of this. Just take care of yourself. Watch what you're doing. All right, as we begin this day, let's head to Collinsville. We got to have a good story. Brother JJ has something he wants to share with us today. Let's check in at First Baptist Church of Collinsville.
A badge, name tag, or some other identifier can tell us a lot about a person. Most teachers have their teacher ID, which lets everyone know that they're supposed to be there and be teaching our kids. A law enforcement officer has a badge to signify that he's the real deal, and we better listen to his instruction. Even some of these things can get someone into places that they otherwise would not be able to. We've all seen the movies where a certain card is scanned and lets the top secret scientists go back to their top secret project. So it is with the Holy Spirit. There's no Christian if there is no Holy Spirit. And likewise, there is no Christian who does not have the Holy Spirit. The presence of the Holy Spirit, who Jesus would call the Helper, occurs in a believer's life the moment they decide to follow Jesus for the rest of their life. Ephesians tells us that the Holy Spirit is the seal, the promise of our redemption. The question for you is this: do you have the Holy Spirit? If so, there'll certainly be evidence in your life that the Lord is working. Don't wait. Turn to Jesus and see the power of the Holy Spirit in your life, because remember, change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. As always, a good message there from First Baptist Church of Collinsville. They'll be open tomorrow evening. They've got a great church service coming on Wednesday, and then again on Sunday. Always something going on in the community as well. Hope you can check that out. Let's see what's going on this morning as we find out what's shaping America today. A man was stranded for 3 days on a Bahamas island, all by himself. Saw a plane flying over. He fired flares what he had left. His boat had began stuck, wouldn't work. They saved him. U.S. Coast Guard. It's good for those flights as they go around. I don't know if anybody remembers this. We go back to 2018 to New Jersey. Starbucks. There were two gentlemen that went inside a restaurant, and they sat there for quite some time. The manager called police and said, "Something's funny. Can you do anything?" They were escorted out and initially detained. They were released. Nothing happened. Well, it turns out it became a race issue there after a while. They claimed that the manager of the store had them arrested simply because of the skin color of them. As it turns out, Starbucks would go on to punish that manager. Everyone that worked there that was the opposite, there's no other way to word this, opposite color. They sued Starbucks for being fired for no reason. The jury has, agreed with them. $25 million has been awarded for them being falsely fired for doing nothing other than reporting somebody to police that, looked a little strange in the store. I can remember years ago, I stopped in a store to meet somebody. It was a restaurant, and we sat down I guess we were there about 40 minutes, and they said, "Look, you either got to buy something or you leave." I bought something. Kind of that simple. Sometimes things get very twisted in America these days, and you can't see the truth for what's really going on. I'm not saying those guys done anything wrong. The story of this is the manager shouldn't have been fired for trying to do her job. The courts agreed, and she's won a little cash to help her get by. $25 million worth. A little excessive in my opinion. It's confirmed Donald Trump will not be at the next debate. Y'all up on this? Not going. Fox News is fighting some of these senior officials of his group that want to still be there to listen to see what people have. They don't really want them all there. Who's going to be there? North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum. I'm not really familiar with him. Chris Christie. He should probably save his gas as me and Odie look at one another. He's out of there. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, or DeSantis, however you want to pronounce it. The next best, I would say, in that. He would come in too, if I were guessing. Nikki Haley. She's all about Nikki. Y'all remember that. All about me. It's part of that me movement, in my opinion. She's going to be there. Now, is she a good speaker? Absolutely. Can she speak up? Yes. Is she going to win? Absolutely not. I cast my opinion of that. Former Arkansas governor, do you pronounce it Asia, A-S-A? Is that how you say that, Odie? So. Asia Hutchinson, Mike Pence, who should also save the plane fuel. Nice fella, but he's not going to win either. Yeah, we don't want to listen to that, do we? I with Odie on that. Businessman, and I'm going to pronounce this. I've never heard of him before. Vicky Ramsby? Ramsby? Yeah. Starts with an R, y'all.
Good guy.
Good guy?
And smart.
Smart. Is he going to win, Odie?
No, but
I'm getting a no over there.
Same thoughts as Trump.
He has same thoughts as Trump. Okay. Getting some thoughts over there from Odie as he gets ready for the show. And winding it out, and what a nice guy this next gentleman is, Tim Scott. He is a very nice guy. I just don't see him winning. As a matter of fact, all of these really are not going to do it. They're all the closest. He would be a good VP. The closest to this is Ron DeSantis, 20 points behind Trump. Now, as we all know on local elections, sometimes, well, polls don't mean anything. It doesn't always end up what the polls say, but Trump is still a strong one to beat. Will he be president? I have my doubts. There's a lot of folks that want him to be. Can he pull this off? It's almost if the world is against the man. I do think he will end up being the nomination for the Republican Party, whether they like it or not. He's coming on strong. Now, keep in mind, Democrats are against Trump, but never forget there's just as many Republicans that don't want him there as well. They're working behind the scenes to help those others make him look bad. Never forget that. Of all the folks and things that I could say in the world, that man is an island to himself. I don't believe he could trust anyone at this point. No. That's just my thoughts. Bless him. We hope he pulls through and finds a true friend through all of this. It's going to be tough. Anybody remember this? A League of Their Own, the original movie that was out there had Rosie O'Donnell, one of Donald's favorites there. She played on the team. Well, if you will remember, Amazon took it and made a series out of it, except they took the characters that were women and made them, well, how can I politically say this correct, like women, instead of being, they were married, and it was a series.
Did they go with softball?
Yeah. America has cast their vote. Nobody watched it. They just canceled it. After a year, it went down. It was a good story, and probably based upon a true story, the original film. But the Amazon version of where they took it and just didn't work for America. We've got a lot of that going on across America right now. Just don't know what to say. All right, as we've talked about the big case that's happened in Mississippi, Brookhaven, Mississippi. As we remember, the FedEx driver who delivered a package. He was shot at by two men who thought he was a burglar. They tried to block the road. FedEx sent him a little note in the mail and said, "You're no longer employed with us." He's been on workman's comp since all of that went down, saying he's had distress and couldn't work. FedEx cut ties with him. As you will remember, the jury ended in a hung jury. They couldn't convict the men. Now, this will probably come back up again and go back to trial, but he's out of a job now. FedEx is going, you had a chance to come back to work. You did not. We'll still watch this case very closely. His attorneys are saying that the police department done a poor job of, well, getting evidence. We don't know. We weren't there. I wasn't a part of the trial. I didn't watch all of that. But we do know that the van did have bullet holes in it. What transpired, I wasn't there. Again, the facts are it ended in a hung jury, and FedEx has now terminated employment with the man. We'll watch it closely. Something will probably happen later on in the year with this before it's all said and done. If you were in Washington State, an outbreak, and this never, and I ought to, let me just show a picture of Odie over here. There's Odie. He knows a lot about this because his daddy owned Dairy Queen at one time. This man knows a lot about milkshakes. But it was a little burger joint, and let me find the name of this. Washington State confirming Frugal's Burger Restaurant in Tacoma, Washington. If you bought yourself a milkshake there from, say, May of this year to August, you better go to the doctor. Listeria. Everybody's sick. They have not been cleaning the ice cream machine. 3 people died. Dozens have been taken to the hospital. And doctors say that the symptoms could wait 70 days before they show up. Did you know all that?
No, I didn't know that.
Got to clean the ice cream machine, and they didn't do it.
Man,
I can...
down every single night.
Every night, tear it down, clean it. There's some people, and this is the problem with America, and I'm not blaming because I don't know who worked there, what they done. But as we all know in America right now, it's a lack of the workforce, of having that initiative.
Yes.
They take shortcuts. Let's hope that isn't what happened here. But we do know at this point that it was not clean. They've cut off all ice cream sales. And as we all know, in the backgrounds, there's somebody that's off of a billboard going, hire me. That's probably the end of this restaurant chain. It's over for them because of an employee not doing what they were supposed to do. Or the owner, as Odie pointed out. Maybe it was somebody that just didn't know. But if you deal with the public, you should know. Wow, eating an ice cream cone. Can you imagine? Makes you want to make your own from now on, doesn't it? It's really getting to that point to where you go, I don't know if I trust you people. Get my own. Oh my gosh, that takes me back. Instead of my mama spending, I remember as a kid, she didn't spend that extra $30 and get the electric and bought the hand crank. 45 hours later, we were still turning. I have never liked homemade ice cream since then. Ever. You know why? Because it wasn't as good as Dairy Queen.
That's right.
I can't lie. That is like the it when it comes to an ice cream cone.
It's less work. Here's my money. Give me my
Yeah, here's $1. Give me that little small cone, and I'm going to be happy. I mean, truly, I'm going to ask Odie about this, but what's y'all's choice? What is your favorite ice cream? Who has the best? I have to go with that. Like when it comes to a donut, I got to go with Krispy Kreme. To me, it's the absolute best little donut that you can buy anywhere. Of course, we ain't got one here. We have to buy them day old after they're shipped here and hope that they're a day old. Y'all know that you can't get them hot and ready here. Yeah, that's just my 2 thoughts there. Kathy, good morning from Decatur. Glad you're there. Miss LaWanda is up. Y'all hang close. It ain't all over yet. We're going to be right back here in just a moment. We're going to get into your weather forecast to let you know what to expect today. So we want you to be a part of that also. One thing that we want to talk about, and I do this often. You've heard me and Odie talk about this guy right here, Chet's Paint and Body. When it comes to, being involved in an accident, talk to Chet. He can really help you out there. If you've had a fender bender, no matter how big, how small, Chet puts his word and his handshake on the line every time that they work on a car. You'll be satisfied. Oh, they got color matching like you don't believe. Go by and do it. Better yet, ask a neighbor. You're bound to know someone who's been to Chet who's happy. I know several I can think of just that quick. As a matter of fact, I've been there. He's done a lot of work for me as well. They do fantastic work. And again, what sets them apart from the rest is honesty. 9888 Highway 495, 737-2961. Anything that deals with your automobile, drop in and visit with them. They'll tell you the rest. The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built in, are conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group. And welcome back, Scotty Ray. The Scotty Ray Report coming up this morning at 7 o'clock. We're going to have special guests. Yeah, we got an election 1 week from today. So that's right around the corner. We'll have some of our candidates this morning to discuss, and also tomorrow. We got a full week lined up of great guests that you're going to enjoy. Let's check that forecast.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Those record highs and record lows. Back in 07 today, it was 101. We should tie that That is what is forecasted for our high today. Back in 1956, the Chevrolet Bel Air was rolling off the assembly line, and it was 53 degrees today in Meridian, Mississippi. What a gorgeous day that had to be. As we look at those temperatures today, at least 100 today. Some parts will be 101 in here south, and we could hit that 101 here, originally forecasted. As we go through Philadelphia, no change. We'll get to, a cool break there at Columbus Air Force Base, 99. Out to our west, Jackson, Vicksburg, down to Natchez, 102 as we ride that river. Whew. As we go east into Demopolis, 100. We'll see 99 in Tuscaloosa, and at least 100 sitting there in Livingston, Alabama. A hot day across the south, isn't it? Now, this is the wildfire conditions, and we urge you not to burn. If you've got something, just hang on to it. If it's a brush pile, leave it alone for a few days until we get a good rain. Burning is discouraged. As a matter of fact, we're under a burn ban in most counties around this area. It gets worse the further south that you go. Keep away from that. Now, the heat stress today, look at this. We're going to see the elevated up to 110, and that's what's forecasted today. As we look to our west, McGee, Laurel, the Mississippi Delta should see 115 heat index. Wow, oh, wow, oh, wow. As we look forward through Thursday through Saturday, it gets worse. Look at this, Jackson area, 120. Yeah, I didn't make a mistake on that. Up to 120 on the heat index. The Meridian area should see at least 100. It'll be 120 there also. Wow, wow, wow. 110 to 120, somewhere along in there. I'm not used to this. I don't know if I can handle it.
It's tough.
I'm, what's the word? I'm weak when it comes to this. I have something called, what is that? A refrigeration, itis. Air conditioned dependency. That's me. I got to hang close to the air conditioner. Man alive, y'all be careful. This is going to be bad. As we look at Alabama, also the same as heat stress is urged today. And again, a heat advisory in effect for both states, even out west as we look at this. Coming across from Texas, look at this, all the way back to California. More heat as we're in the middle of August. September not starting off to be a great one either as I look ahead toward these dates. Look at this. Now, they've brought this down Wednesday and Thursday, 3 degrees. Originally, this was forecasted at 106, 103 there. Now, my radar system tells us today we're going to see 101. The National Weather Service says 100. There's 1 degree different. Does it matter? No. It's hot. But there is no change in this from Wednesday through Saturday, really through Sunday at 99. Does it matter? Monday, we'll start seeing temperatures dip to 96. It will feel like somebody left the refrigerator open. Okay, I'm lying about that. As we look to the 29th, we're down to 90. Look at this, low 90s from the 29th all the way through September the 5th. 94 is projected for there. Small chances of rain there, nothing significant. Our best chance is going to roll in there around the 1st of September with a 50% chance of showers. Let's hope we get a little bit of that, don't y'all? I certainly hope so. Now, let's talk about the booger bears that exist out there. We got one. As we pull this up this morning for you to take a look at this. Look at these systems that are out there. Oh, this is coming. So is this. All along here. Let's go to my radar and show you what's going to be coming up as we look at what's coming into the Gulf and most likely will be affecting Texas. Let's go down here and take a look. As we pull up radar this morning, as we go to Meridian Honda radar, let's zoom in on this. This is where it's sitting this morning. Right here, moving along at 46 miles an hour. And again, this is Harold. Harold is a tropical storm moving in toward the Texas coast out of the Gulf. And it looks like she's going to come in. We've already got right here, tropical storm warning, special marine warning as we look at Texas here. It's going to be a wet one for these portions of Texas. And again, this will be south of Corpus Christi, Kingsville, as you get right near the Mexico border. We'll watch this closely. And you'll look at this all back over here. We've got all these little storm systems, but they're not affecting. They're cutting to the east, moving north, and won't be affecting the Gulf at this point as we watch all of this very carefully. But again, as we'll see that, making its way toward Texas there. Be careful. If you've got friends and family on that, it's going to be a lot of water moving there. What's happening with the fishing forecast for today? We look at it today. Major time to go was early this morning. It ended around 6. Your next major time will be this afternoon at 4:30 through about 6:30. Now, again, it's going to be hot during those times, so be careful when you go fishing. Wind's going to be calm wind, north becoming around 5 miles an hour this morning. That's what our outlook is. Woo! Cheryl, how are you? Good to see you sitting there. Jeremiah Johnson joins us. Glad to see you there from Washington State joining us this morning. Beth Johnson getting on out this morning. Beth Johnson. I see Donna joining us there from Philadelphia A. Junior, how are you doing? And Miss Braxton, we appreciate each and every one of you. We're going to be back in, I'm looking at this right, boy, I went a little bit longer today. 5 minutes, we're going to be kicking off. Special guest, the whole 9 yards. So y'all stay close. We'll be right back as we continue this. Starting at 7, we'll go live to bring you local news and headlines of what's going on. We'll be right back.